Hello. So, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and it's been about a month since I've been on here, since I've been live. I've taken time to figure out school and to sort all of that stuff out, but I'm so happy that we are able to do these again. And yeah, I have a really wonderful show lined up, some really wonderful guests, and I can't wait to talk to them and share what's been going on in our lives the past couple days and the past month, I guess. I'm going to sing a song, and then I'm going to talk a little bit more, and then we'll have our first guest on, and I'm super excited. So this song is by an artist named Eloise, and she's a UK artist. She's really wonderful, a great singer-songwriter, and when this whole quarantine thing started, she wrote a song and posted it on Instagram, and she never recorded it or anything. I want her to really, really badly, but I'm gonna sing it. It's her quarantine song. I literally think that's the title. I don't actually know what the title is. I think it's literally just called her quarantine song. So this is it. World shut down, the power's out, I wash my hands too much. I'm quarantined and squeaky clean with nobody to touch. How's your head, dear? Have you read, dear? Got a partner up and I'd know there's nothing I'd rather do than get sick in quarantine with you. I stood in line for cheese and wine, and rice should see us through to next July, and by that time we'll all be immune. So let's dance, love, now's our chance, love. You wear your gloves, I'll wear mine, and there's nothing I'd rather do than get sick in quarantine with you. Oh, no. You, oh, no. So let's dance, love, now's our chance, love. You wear your gloves, I'll wear mine. How's your head, dear? Have you read, dear? Got a partner up and hide. So there's nothing I'd rather do than get sick in quarantine with you. No, with you. Oh no, no, you. That is the quarantine song by Eloise, and a lot has been going on since I can't remember if I had a show after my birthday concert at the Jazz Bistro, which was a lot of fun. It was really wonderful that I was able to perform there before kind of everything else started hitting again, right? So it was a really wonderful show. I had a blast. I turned 19. Jaymz Bee invited me to come sing there, and that was super wonderful. And it's a brand new normal singing behind plexiglass, and the lights reflect off of it, so you can't really see through it. You can't see the audience. So I was really just like singing to myself and I don't know, I could see the reflection of my bass player, and so I was like singing to him. So it was hard to connect to the audience like you normally would, but it was still really nice that I was able to do that. And also in like concert news, since I am partnered up with RBCX Music as one of their featured artists, they invited me to sing at the Toronto International Film Festival at TIFF, which was so awesome. And they had it set up so it was like a drive-in at like Ontario Place. And so these cars, like a bunch of cars with who knows how many people in each car. It was really wonderful. They had a giant theater screen and then a giant stage, and they broadcasted me up on this giant screen, and people in their cars could tune their radio to hear me sing, which was like really cool. And so after I was done singing, it's like there's no applause, but you hear a bunch of people like honking and like flashing their lights at you. And so it was really weird. I don't know how I felt about it, but I kind of want to do another one. It was a lot of fun. And so I got to do a bunch of my own original songs there. And I'm actually, before we bring on my next guest, I'm going to show a little clip from that concert. And you'll see at the end what I'm talking about with them honking their horns and everything. Wild. Super wild. If you are a member of my Patreon page, like if you subscribe, then you can see the entire concert, and it was a fun one. So go check that out if you want to become a member and subscribe to me on Patreon. That would be cool. But I'm going to show you all a little clip from TIFF and how fun it was to sing in front of cars. I literally felt like I was in the Disney movie Cars. I was like, is this what happens when you're like in a Disney animated movie at a concert? Maybe. But this is that clip.
This next one is another original that isn't released yet, but hopefully to be released soon. This is a fun one. This is called Put Your Love on Me. Ever imagine what it would be like to fall in love, never asking why? I never thought I'd try. Young, dumb, and in love, sky's the limit above us. Nothing's really getting in the way. The feeling makes you crazy in the morning light. It's the same love that's bound to keep you up at night. 1,000 beats per minute, I finally understand. I get a little dizzy, I can hardly breathe. Everything you do makes me weak in the knees. 10,000 beats per minute, I finally understand. You put your love on me, put your love on me. Baby, take my hand, I finally understand. You put your love on me, put your love on me. Baby, take my hand, I finally understand. No more looking back, no time for the past. Just focusing, look into my eyes. And all those who judged you, all the fake ones who don't give a shit, let's go and live our lives. Young, dumb, and in love, sky's the limit above us. Nothing's really getting in the way. The feeling makes you crazy in the morning light. It's the same love that's bound to keep you up at night. 1,000 beats per minute, I finally understand. I get a little dizzy, I can hardly breathe. Everything you do makes me weak in the knees. 10,000 beats per minute, I finally understand. You put your love on me, put your love on me. Baby, take my hand, I finally understand. You put your love on me, put your love on me. Baby, take my hand, I finally understand. Feeling makes you busy in the morning light. It's the same love that's bound to keep you up at night. 1,000 beats per minute, I finally understand. I get a little dizzy, I can hardly breathe. Everything you do makes me weak in the knees. 10,000 beats per minute, oh no, no. Put your love on me, baby, take my hand, I finally understand. Put your love on me, put your love on me. Baby, take my hand, I finally
Isn't that so weird? Oh, every time like they honked and everything afterwards, I was like, oh, that's so strange. I have to get used to that. But yeah, it was a ton of fun, and I enjoyed myself an insane amount, and I think my band members also did too. They had a really good time, as did I. So I'm gonna bring on the very first guest, and he's one that I've known for quite some time, and he is actually back by popular demand. He was on the very first show, and not only is he back by popular demand, but he's also back just because he always just has so much to say. So please welcome Jaymz Bee.
Aha! Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You know, I found this. Hold on. There you are. Look how little you are.
I'm so young.
I've known you since you were, I think, 13 years old or something.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
So what's new with you?
Well, you're old enough to drink now, so I'm hanging out with some 14-year-olds here. This is a good friend. This is which one is this? This is Glenn Fiddick. But no, that's a little Petey. Hold on. This is Glenn Rangi. Much better for a birthday toast. And I know that was fun. You actually had a glass of wine.
I did.
On your 19th birthday. Okay, and here's one more. This is Haberfeldy. This is a really good one.
Write down.
Now I'm ready for the interview. Okay.
Perfect. What is new?
Well, what's new, it's kind of funny. I liked your opening song. I wrote a song about Quarantini.
Yes.
A few months ago, and it's out on YouTube, but it's kind of techno nothing. I don't know. It's electro nonsense. But then I just did one called Dance Already, a new video where I'm dancing like a moron, and I could use just the moves, and I could ruin your career.
Perfect.
Yeah. Just do some of my dance moves, and you'll have a very interesting and short-lived career.
Amazing.
So I'm still keeping positive. I'm working as much as I can. I'm writing music and working on a book and doing a bunch of things. Oh, speaking of books, gotta say, that's my dad's book. That's my dad in a suit of armor smoking a cigarette.
Of course.
Yeah. And on the back, there we go. Every day I thank God I'm an atheist. That's my dad. So that's available for sale, and I'm very happy for him because I love that little guy, and he's only 81, I think, but he has a great sense of humor, and he wrote his book.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and of course, I still have this book available, a book of poetry and lyrics.
Yes.
So, shameful promoting today. Put out this record.
Yes.
My favorite right now. This guy has an amazing voice.
He is incredible.
He outdid himself. Reviews around the world. Now, you remember, you're on this record. Muse.
Yes. Tiki Collective.
Now, we have a new record called the Tiki Anthology, and it's 2 songs from the 6 albums that are about to come out. And this record, I have to get for you, it's on vinyl, and there
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
There you are.
Yes, there I am.
This is a vinyl recording. It's a remix. There's my buddy Lorenzo. It's just like him. So I'm excited. You know,
those look beautiful.
Anyway, right? So we have vinyl, and it sounds amazing.
Oh, I
totally
cannot
love
wait.
the remix of your song. So that
I can't wait.
Streaming now has 3 versions of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard the remix fully yet. So I'm so excited.
It's wrong and strong. He does crazy things. This producer, his name is Walt Zweifel in Switzerland. There's a church down the mountain where he conducts, and he has a big organ in a big old church, and he gets them to come out and sing kind of oohs and ahs in different songs. So when you suddenly hear a choir, it's an actual choir.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So you know
Oh
what?
my
Things
goodness.
are never boring. My mom told me when I was little, only boring people get bored. So I promised myself I'll come up with stuff to do. It's not easy. I won't lie. I kind of miss hugging people and going to dance clubs and going to jazz clubs and traveling. I miss all that stuff. But, you know, as artists, I think we're better off than a lot of people because we can stay in our minds and do things. And
It's true.
you can't just binge Netflix all the time. You actually have to, be creative. You can finger paint, right?
Yes.
Write a
Yes.
song,
Like-
anything.
Yeah. Like I have actually found myself not being completely bored yet, and I'm so pleased about it. And I'm only not bored because of school, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
Well,
And
also, you have a lot of friends that are savvy on the internet, so
yeah,
co-writing songs and sending things back and forth
well,
is
yeah,
not
like
always an option for people, and I think it works great because, I mean, you're doing this show. I do a podcast as well on YouTube where I just talk to people. I'll have to
right,
have them on my show sometimes. But yeah, it's just like it's a casual chat. People
yeah,
can find, I think you find more out about somebody on a casual chat than a big, crazy interview because I want to know what the person's actually like. And if you know somebody, they're not on guard so much. You know,
yeah.
I wouldn't have 3 shots of whiskey for every interview. Just
No,
respectful.
absolutely. And you've been doing a live stream show with Heather Lockhart and Attila Fiat, and that's been extremely successful, no?
Well, it's really weird. I don't know how successful. Thousands of people watch it, so
Yeah.
that's something.
Yeah.
But what I think's weird is money comes in, so we have enough for a bottle of whiskey and a meal for everyone. Like we couldn't drink for free because people send us money. And then I don't know how this happened, but somebody or a few people put us in, so we're nominated for Best Live Party on the Internet.
That's so awesome.
Now that would be funny. Like I don't take it serious, but I won't stop talking about it if it happens because
Right.
it's funny. It's
Of
like,
course.
okay, I didn't get that Juno yet, but I got the Best Live Party on the Internet. Whatever that is.
Like, it's such a weird compliment, but like, you're gonna take it.
No, I'm going to take it because I have to accept an award like that on behalf of my puppets who interrupt the show and try to mess us up all the time. By the way, you'll be glad to know this. I'm getting a Jaymz Bee puppet made. It's going to be like big. And it's going to look just like me with my clothes. Same
Oh,
clothes.
good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's coming in the next couple of weeks. We're not going to do we've been doing every Friday at 8. We did 20 shows in a row.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, I mean, I live here with Basie Tayeb, who is an award-winning guitar player and producer, works with Murray McLaughlin and the Lincolns. Super sweet guy and very talented. And then Heather Lockhart, very savvy on the internet. She's up for a bunch of awards. Attila, just a mind-bendingly talented pianist. So between us and jokes, including fart jokes, and all kinds of weird stuff, it's just a very casual party. We don't take it serious. We tend to get a little bit tipsy during the party. The reason I'm having this today, by the way, is because I woke up with a hangover and I behaved all day until you started singing your song. That's when I had my first shot.
You have to.
Yeah, and I'm also drinking way less. It's bizarre, but I'm not going out to clubs. So I'm saving a fortune. I'm drinking less, but that doesn't mean I want it this way. I'll be happy when things reopen.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like with this whole like second wave thing kind of starting to hit, I definitely see things calming down a little bit, but it gives us more time to like be artists, you know? So.
Well, right. Charlie Hunter had something really cool to say. He said, you know, now I'm just playing and coming up with new sounds. It's just what I want to do. So it's very different than saying I'm rehearsing to go on tour or I'm writing songs for an album. That when artists have the time to just sit back and make new sounds, try new things out. Kurt Elling has been super busy online. He's been putting out some mashups. He's been working with other artists. He's been doing a talk show. Now he's live every Friday night at 9 o'clock from the Green Mill. So when I see people like that, so busy, Melody Gardot doing a video of people around the world holding up signs, like everybody's kind of doing what they can. Now there's a lot of shit coming out right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of terrible ideas coming out on the internet, and everybody really just sad by themselves playing a song, and you're like, it's killing me, man. I'd rather put on your record and not see you sad at your house.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when there's entertainment, when there's people talking, when there's actual engagement, I think it's great, and I think there's people can get better at it. I know you've really taken this seriously.
Yeah.
Because you're on YouTube as well as Facebook. You've got all your producers all over it. So it's cool that you're raising the bar for other people. I hope they'll continue doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you so much, James. I really appreciate you coming on and talking and sharing what's new and exciting to keep people preoccupied during this weird time. And where can they...
You're 19. Glenn Morangi, 14-year-old Glenn Morangi, I suggest you try that. And if you're really not sure, Aberfeldy 12 is a gateway, Scott.
Okay.
It'll introduce you to the world of single malt.
Sounds wonderful.
The bad influence. People can
It's
find
okay.
me right there, JamesB.ca.
Yes.
If you sign up for my monthly newsletter, I have to tell you, sometimes when I read the newsletter, I get tired. Because I'm like, am I doing all that? It doesn't feel like I'm doing very much right now, but when I actually see how much stuff's coming out, a whole bunch of records are coming out. Oh,
Yeah.
and on the 25th, Sunday, 2 p.m., Markham Jazz Festival is going to be doing Spy Jazz live from the
Oh, that's so
BMW
exciting.
dealership in Markham.
Yes.
So that's going to be a riot. That's something I'm really looking forward to. And I'll keep plugging in and watching you, that's for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much,
Cheers.
James.
Great to see
Enjoy your beverages.
All right, cheers.
Bye. So that is Jaymz Bee, and please go check out all of those lovely records coming out. John Finley's record is amazing, and he is just this wonderful soul singer, hence the title of the record. And so I definitely encourage you to go check out all of those things, and the Tiki Collective records, because I'm on those and some wonderful artists are on those, and they've got a really cool vibe, so definitely go check those out. I'm going to sing a couple more songs here before we bring on the next guest, and I'm really excited to chat with her because I haven't talked to her in a long time. But I'm sure you'll recognize this next song. I have to do this project for school where we take a modern song and turn it into an odd time signature. And so by that, if you don't perhaps know what I'm talking about, I mean, instead of it being in 4/4, which is like super common to hear, I've turned it into 5/4, which is extremely strange. I'm not going to perform that version of this song today because it's extremely difficult and I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to do the regular version. But you'll all know this song. He come on flat top, he come grooving slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He paid production, he got Warren Scum, but he got on a sideboard. He won spinal cracker, his head feet down below his knees. Hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. He roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he won mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking, 'cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Come together right now over me. So yes, everyone knows that was Come Together by the Beatles, and I hope you enjoyed. But can you imagine that being in 5? It's tricky. It's not. It's okay. It's honestly probably one of the easier choices that I could have picked, but I wasn't trying to take the easy way out for this assignment. No. I just thought it would be interesting. So this next song is it's gonna be another cover. There's this really lovely songwriter that I came across not too long ago, and she's doing really, really, really well for herself. She went to Berkeley. She's around my age, actually, and I would like to say that her songs are more stories than they are songs. She's really influenced by like musical theater, and so I think when she's doing these songs, it's like she's just kind of telling her story instead of just like singing songs. So like sometimes you'll listen to something and you'll be like, I don't know where she is in her life's timeline, but it's fine because it all kind of still makes sense. So this is her song called Same Boat, and I hope you enjoy it. If I had the chance to see the northern lights, I would book the next flight and I'd buy a jacket. If I had the chance to see snow fall for the first time, I would stop and rewind to refine the magic. But if there was ever a chance to tell you that I think about you every single day, I don't know if I could take that chance or take your hand and say that you are on my mind when I miss the snow. You show up when I hear that song, or I finally stop watching that TV show. I don't know why every time that I think of home, I can't picture you standing in the cold, but I'm scared, 'cause I don't know if you and I are in the same boat. If I had the chance, if you asked out of the blue how I really truly feel about you, I don't have a clue how that would go. If I had the chance, would I really tell you? Would I bare my soul and maybe end up crying in the bathroom? Or would I ask you to kiss me slow? 'Cause you are on my mind when I miss the snow. You show up when I hear that song, or I finally start watching that TV show. I don't know why every time that I think of home, I can't picture you standing in the cold, but I'm scared, 'cause I don't know if you and I are in the same boat. 'Cause you are on my mind when I miss the snow. You show up when I hear that song, or I finally start watching that TV show. I don't know why every time that I think of home, I can't picture you standing in the snow, but I'm scared, 'cause I don't know if you and I are in the same boat. Oh no. Thank you very much. So that was Lizzie McAlpine's song, Same Boat. And I hope you enjoyed that. So I'm really excited to bring on my next lovely guest. She was actually born in Spain, which I find really cool, and I actually kind of want to talk to her about it a little bit. She lived in Switzerland and Calgary as she was growing up, and now she's in Toronto. She's an illustrator, radio host, musician, producer, painter, songwriter. So please, she's everything. So please welcome the lovely Laura Fernandez.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. Thank you for having me on your program. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy you said yes. So how have you been during all of this?
Well, it's been a bit of a challenge, obviously. I've been pretty housebound. I make no secret of it that I'm taking care of my mom, and she has Alzheimer's. So I moved in with her to take care of her, and it's just been a little bit challenging because I feel pretty housebound.
Right.
But I do get away, and I do have a lot of help. In fact, there's a lovely caregiver, Patricia, who's here right now, sitting with my mom in the kitchen. So
lovely.
Kind of watching while
that's so
I'm
sweet.
here with you. Yeah.
That's so sweet. And how have you kind of been able to I guess find yourself musically during all of this, but like maybe still continue to work musically while all of this is going on?
Well, I'm always writing, so
Yes.
it's always fun to write, and it's actually my favorite part of being the musician that I am is actually the writing part. I made a comment actually the other day that I think if I'd never performed again, I probably wouldn't miss it as long as I could write. For me, it's writing and playing the songs, but I've grown to love the performance aspect because it helps you to connect with your audience and with people. So it's good. But I've been writing, and I'm also a visual artist. You mentioned it. I'm working on a children's book right now with Leona Boyd.
Oh, that's so
called
wonderful.
The Cat Who Played Guitar, and I'm doing all the illustrations.
Oh, that's actually so cool. So when does that come out?
We're trying to get it out before Christmas.
That'd be nice.
It's busy, but we're trying to get it out before Christmas, and she's self-publishing it, so it'll be out soon. But I will be posting about it and getting the word out, and so will Leona.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah, she's very nice, and I always loved illustrating cats. When I was a professional illustrator, and I did it for a long time before I kind of retired from the craziness of that. I still do the occasional illustration, but it's not my full-time job anymore. But I did a lot of the illustrations for Purina, like a lot of the things that were on their packages and stuff. So I love cats. I've always had cats all my life. I'm a cat person.
Aw.
So yeah, so it's been just a joy to be able to work with her, and she's such a lovely, beautiful musician, of course. But she loves to write poetry, and she wrote this little cat book, and so I've been working on that, and I've also been running around getting my album is out. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
So getting all the stuff gearing up to releasing the album was quite busy, and designing it. I painted the cover.
That's so wonderful.
My old illustration partner Rick Jacobson did help me do all the design and everything. It turned out really beautiful, and so we keep busy as artists, don't we?
Yes.
That's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still doing the radio show.
Yes. At Jazz FM.
Yeah, there's never lack of things to do.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. And with regards to your most recent record, did you say it's out or it's coming out? Or?
No, it's out. It just came out on October 2nd, the full album. I released the single Breathe Life about 2 weeks earlier, so that's out. And did a beautiful video, worked with a couple of really amazing guys, Kennedy Cow and Tomo. Did a beautiful video for Breathe Life, and that's out on YouTube. So, I mean, lots of stuff out. And what are you working on? I mean, I feel like I want to turn the interview around and interview you, because you're talking to everyone, but you're not really talking that much about yourself. So are you going to give me an opportunity to?
Yeah, no, I will, sure. Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been writing a ton. In the last season of these live streams, back in May, I did like a songwriting challenge where I wrote 3 songs a week for that entire month. It was really emotionally draining, but it was definitely worth it. Like, I think I kind of found myself musically, and I wrote my own original Christmas song that's going to be released soon. So that's going to be exciting. I did like a 7-hour recording vocal session, like in my closet of my apartment, like not too long ago. And I'm working towards a new full-length record for the new year. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And then these and as many outdoor gigs as possible, but they're obviously dying down now. But yeah, so I've been trying to keep busy. School has got me drained. So yeah, Humber is definitely.
You're back at school, so yes, for sure.
Yeah, and then I also co-host a radio show out in Texas for Heart of Indie Radio, which is a really wonderful organization and group of people who help out with a lot of charities. They helped out with hurricane relief. There's some of them are frontline workers, and they're incorporated with Stax Music Academy, so I've been doing that. And my show that I host with Eddie Davis is the Memphis Show, so I talk about like history about like Memphis music and soul and blues and R&B, and I love it, so I can't go wrong there.
It is nice that you can connect with people around the world with Zoom and with WhatsApp and with Facebook, and I feel like even though we're in the middle of this pandemic and we're all feeling a bit isolated, somehow there's this aspect where we're kind of all connected as well. And we found through technology lots of ways to connect, which is really nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a joy and a pleasure to be doing that. So I wanted to say that you've grown up so quickly. You said you were a little girl the very first time I ever saw you sing.
Yes.
I think I was singing with these lovely jazz guys.
At Whole Foods, no?
Project. Yes, at Whole Foods, and they had me as their guest. Actually, and it's so funny how that whole thing went down. I think that Max was a big fan of my radio show, and he emailed me a few times saying, "Well, we would really love it if you happened to show up one day when we're doing this thing," and I actually showed up. And
That's
they were
so awesome.
just blown away. They were so blown away by the whole thing. We got to be friends, and so I like to support them. I love to support everybody.
Absolutely.
Doing music, because it's so important to be creative in life, and I think that sometimes people forget, and I often think that people that are unhappy or find themselves in difficult situations would be so much better off if they were putting it into that energy into something creative that would make them feel a lot better.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
But you were so young, and I remember that they came up to me, "Do you mind if this little girl sings a song?" And it was you, and you've certainly grown up since then, and you've done so much, and I'm very happy for your
thank
career.
you.
And
I appreciate that so much.
yeah, your lovely songs that you're writing, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Well, I'm really excited to hear you sing. So what are you going to sing for us today?
Well, I can do, maybe I'll do Breathe Life, which is the single that is out. And you're just going to hear me doing it solo. But on the album, I have George Kohler, Marito, Marcus, and Alexander Brown is on trumpet. And
Awesome.
yeah, it sounds very nice.
Beautiful. Well, take
But
it
you
away.
just get me.
Well, that's
the way I wrote it.
more than enough.
I know.
Take it
I'll
away.
probably hack it up, but I will sing it for you. It feels very odd to just play by myself. Breathe a little life into me. Warm me with your smile. Hold me in your magic spell. I want to be lost for a while. Days so full and yet so empty. All that changed when you came near. Driving through hurricanes and floods, taking on life without fear. 'Cause you breathe life into me. Flying so close to the flame, am I gonna burn? Always picked last for the team, and finally it's my turn to shine. 'Cause I see myself in your eyes, and I'm mesmerized by my reflection. Naked, so exposed, I've left my heart without protection. 'Cause you breathe life into me. Yeah. So careful how you handle me. I'm a runner. I could run away from this, but what good would that serve? 'Cause I would rather fall from heights than stay put on the ground and never know what it is to fly, to never make a sound. Yeah. Ooh, and you breathe life into me. Flying so close to the flame, am I gonna burn? Always big last for the team, and finally it's my turn to shine. 'Cause I see myself in your eyes, and I'm mesmerized by my reflection. Naked, so exposed, I've left my heart without protection. 'Cause you breathe life into me. 'Cause you breathe life into me. 'Cause you breathe life into me. And I see myself in your eyes. All is possible now. That you breathe life into me.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, that was just so lovely. I appreciate you coming on, and it's been really wonderful to catch up and chat with you, and I hope you stay healthy and well, and happy Thanksgiving.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Yep.
Hope you enjoy it. Hope everybody stays safe.
Yes.
And I'll see you very soon.
Yes.
You're so lovely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Laura. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, best of luck.
So that was Laura Fernandez with that beautiful song, and you can go check her out at Laura Fernandez Music. It's on the side.com. Yeah, it was such a wonderful song. So I'm going to go right into our next guest, who I'm really excited, who I actually saw recently. I've known him for a few years now. Well, I guess it would be more than a few years. I keep thinking I'm like still 13 sometimes. But that's when I seem to have met all these people when I was like 13. But I met him at South Coast Jazz. I was really fortunate to have him accompany me for, I think, a couple tunes I guess it was 2015. Okay, so maybe not when I was 13. And he actually is a Humber grad. His son is a Humber grad, and that's where I'm going to school, if you all didn't know. And he's a multi-award winner, musician, composer, producer, the Junos, the Genie Awards, that's only just to name a few, and he's Canadian. And he was also part of Blood, Sweat, and Tears, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit, and he's got this really wonderful band, Oakland Stroke, so I'm really excited to welcome Lou Pomanti. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hi. Good. How are things since I last saw you? It hasn't been that long.
Well, we got bad news yesterday.
I know.
So that means that my Lou Pomanti and Friends gig this month of October is canceled, which is really unfortunate. You know, the Jazz Bistro was basically staying open for me, basically. It's, I was the only one selling the place out. And so now they've taken that away from us. So we've had a lot taken away from us the last 6 or 6 months. But we will persevere. I'm being thrown off by the feet by the delay. I'm hearing the delay of my voice.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
not too
speaking
sure.
in a stilted manner. It's because it's throwing me off.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sure how to correct that unless I like mute myself. But anyways, besides all of that being closed down, how have you, I guess, been keeping busy, like writing, producing other records, like John Finley and whatnot? So.
Well, when we first went into quarantine in March, I attacked it with great vigor, and I was very, very busy. And if you follow me on Facebook, you would know that I put out a slew of videos with my band Open Stroke.
Yeah, which we're going to show later.
Yeah. And so I think since March, I put out about seven videos. So it's been busy, but then I hit a wall and I didn't do anything for a few weeks. And I just thought, what's the point? So you've been kind of, riding this, which I'm sure a lot of people are doing during the quarantine. And so after I went down for a little bit, I came back up, and I've got a lot of things going on. I got 2 new records in the works. Make that 3. I have 3 new records in the works. We have a new Open Stroke record. I have a Pomanti and Friends CD, which I'm going to be doing. And also, I've been working with a singer who I think you met last month at the Jazz Bistro. Her name's Robin Black.
Yes.
She's a phenomenal singer.
Phenomenal.
And, she was just here a couple of hours ago.
Oh, really?
And we were writing an original tune, which turned out great. So we're about 7 tunes into her record. So
that's amazing.
Lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's really awesome. What's kind of like her main like genre? Like obviously like the soul blues thing is what I heard the last month. So like what's kind of going to be like the overall theme of this record that's coming out?
It's going to be mostly like a soul jazz record. Okay. So it's going to be mostly pared down, lots of Fender Rhodes, kind of like a little bit like hip hop jazz.
Yes.
And I've learned in working with Robin that the more room that I can leave for her, the better the record is going to be.
Because I remember you mentioned she's wicked with the improv of just the ad libs.
She is wicked with the improv. So like I met her, we were doing an Open Stroke track called Papa Was a Rolling Stone. And I said to our lead singer, George St. Fifth, I said, George, can you bring one of your female singers because I need some background? So he says, sure. So he shows up, and he shows up with Robin. And well, she knocks my socks off. So she sings great backgrounds, really very good in the studio and all that. And then I said to her at the end of the session, I said, listen, can you just take one pass through and just improv over everything and I'll use what I want? And so I've been doing this for a while now. Okay, so I have said those exact words to many, many, many singers, both male and female. And you're usually lucky to get 3 or 4 usable lines. You kind of going fiction a little bit, Well, she just completely nailed it. I've never heard anybody do an improv over a track like that. So it's been fun working with her. She's really a gas.
That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to hearing that record. And while I have you here, I did want to ask you about your time with Blood, Sweat, and Tears, because I think that's what a lot of people would like to know about.
Well, okay, how old are you now?
I'm 19.
Okay, so when I was 22 years old,
yes,
3 years older than you, I was doing a terrible gig in Prince Edward Island at the Charlottetown Theatre Festival. Sorry, everybody, at the Charlottetown Theatre Festival. It's not my bag, okay? Musical theater is not my bag, and anybody who knows that. So anyway, I got a phone call from Venezuela, from Caracas, And it was David Clayton Thomas asking me if I would join Blood, Sweat, and Tears. There was a couple of Toronto guys in the band, and they had recommended me. And I said yes before even checking if I could get out of my Charlottetown theater. And I went, and for the next 2 years, we traveled around the world a number of times, and I kind of grew up. I kind of grew up in that gig. I kind of went from local guy to kind of globe-trotting young idiot on the road with a famous band playing amazing music. Yeah, it was really awesome.
That is really awesome. And David Clayton's...
And I work with David Clayton Thomas to this day.
Yeah, no, he's wonderful, and he's still got it. Like
He's still got it.
Yeah, he did a song with me.
Go and listen to Oakland Stroke.
Yes.
Featuring David Clayton Thomas, Spinning Wheel on YouTube.
Yes.
It's great. We got to about 25,000 views, like that. So,
He's also just such like a gracious person. I mean, I remember when I was 14, I had asked him to be on a song on my second record, I think, and he automatically was just like, of course. I was like, perfect, like, thank you. So yeah, no, he's really wonderful.
He's always been great with young talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And the video that it says that we are going to show today is a video of Oakland Stroke, and it's called Happy. Do you want to talk about that a little bit before we show the video?
Yeah, so my band Oakland Stroke started life 6 years ago as a tribute band to California. And then I wanted to break it, and I thought, okay, we can't just be guitar power, we're going to do all kinds of horn bands. And then once we did, I thought, you want to know what? We need to do our own versions of some of these great old songs and new songs too. And so what I do is I break these songs down to the bare bones, and then I build them back up in my own kind of jazz, funk, soul kind of way. So some of them are more adventurous than others, but all of them are nothing like the original.
Which is awesome. It's very creative, I think. So I'm excited. So I think we're going to show that video right now. And yeah, so this is Oakland Stroke and this is Happy.
Right on.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say,
like a room without a room? Is it true? Do you feel like happiness is the truth? Do you know what happiness is to you? Do you feel like that's what you wanna do? Clap along if you feel like a room without a room. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you wanna do. Go, 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 go,
That was so awesome. It doesn't sound anything like the original, which is really great to hear. Like, oh, that was awesome.
Well, I hope people will be able to tell what song it is.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm not interested in just repeating stuff that other people have done. Plus, I got my dog in there.
Yes, I saw that. That was adorable. And it was really
Yeah.
nice to see some friendly faces in that video, like Steve on drums. He played for a couple of things for me, and Tony,
Yeah.
you know, the Brass Transit Boys. Well,
Yeah.
so yeah.
And Mark Rogers on bass.
Yes. Yeah, so that was all super wonderful. And is there anything else before I let you go that you want people to go check out right now?
Well, I'm going to be back at the Jazz Bistro November the 28th. God willing, you know, and it's legal and all that stuff. And please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And if you are interested in getting on my email list, please just send me an email at lpmusic2@gmail.com, and I'll put you on my email list. You'll be the first to hear of all the gigs and new videos and all that stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to chat with me and promote yourself and promote other people. It's wonderful.
The best of luck, Avery.
Thank you so much. Same to you. Oh, yeah, and happy Thanksgiving. I totally just forgot. I'm sure he'll get the message. So before I bring on my final guest, actually, I'm going to sing a tune, and then I'll bring her on, and then we'll go out with a couple more songs. So I don't think what I want to do. I was going through my notes the other day, and I found a song that I completely forgot that I wrote. Don't know how that happened, but I was like, oh my god, oh yeah, like you're right, I did write that. So I'm gonna do that song. It's called You, and I haven't done it in a heck of a while, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this is called You. You paint colors with your words, but I always paint outside the lines. The truth is never meant to hurt, but not meant to ease your mind. And your mind is like a maze that's in a constant state of change. And I get lost inside those eyes. Like that changing maze, you somehow change my mind. You're a mystery, all the world can see. I have tried to read your mind 1,000,000 times. What you do to me, baby, honestly, at a loss for words I simply can't describe. 'Cause you break me down, this feeling something new. I don't know what to do. Is it true? Is what I'm feeling correct to assume? Do you want the same things that I want for you? For you, for you, for you. I keep chipping away at the rocks you throw my way, and maybe somewhere left behind there's a trail of diamonds that I'm meant to find. You're a mystery, all the world can see. I just can't read the thing that's in between your eyes. And just maybe soon I'll come to see your truth just in the nick of time. 'Cause you break me down, this feeling something new. I don't know what to do. Is it true? Is what I'm feeling correct to assume? Do you want the same things that I want for you? For you, for you, for you. 'Cause you break me down, this feeling something new. I don't know what to do. Is it true? Is what I'm feeling correct to assume? Do you want the same things that I want for you? For you, for you, for you. So that was a song I wrote called You. So I'm really excited to have this next guest on. I haven't seen her since we both did Ontario Contact together, which is basically just a showcase to get like soft theater bookings, which is unfortunate because we can't really have any right now. But she's a really amazing storyteller. And her concerts are always so engaging. Every time I've seen her perform, it brings a smile to your face, like it has to. She's Juno nominated artist. She's received, numerous East Coast awards, which is where she is from, and I'm sure she won't be afraid to talk about it. And she's kind of been described as, here it has, Ella Fitzgerald meets Carol Burnett at a Newfoundland kitchen party. Couldn't have said it better myself. So please welcome my friend Heather Bambrick.
Avery Raquel!
How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks, honey. How are you? You sound so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Where are you right now? Are you in Toronto?
I am in Toronto. I'm in my home in Etobicoke, and
gosh, I
have
have a
been
home in
here. I was
Etobicoke.
away for a lot of the summer,
Yeah.
but I'm here now for a bit.
Where were you over the summer?
I was home in, you mentioned Newfoundland.
Yes.
You knew I'd mention it, but yeah, I spent a lot of time in Newfoundland this summer and was back again a little while ago, but it's hard to travel these days. I don't know if you've heard. There's this thing going on that's kind of causing some delays in travel.
I have heard. But besides you going away for the summer and whatnot, like what have you done with the restrictions to keep yourself kind of preoccupied?
It's been weird, right? It's been a hard time. The radio show has been a bit of a blessing for me. I kind of joke about having a codependent relationship with listeners because for the first period of time when all this was going on, there was that sense of being needed. I kind of needed to be needed by listeners, and I felt a sense that the listeners needed to have some sense of normalcy in their lives. So there was a lot of concentration. There still is a lot of concentration on that. It's because we were considered broadcasters or considered essential workers. I was able to get up and go to work every day, quote unquote. Yes. So, I'd get up and I'd do my thing and I'd go to the station and do a 4-hour show and try to keep everybody's mind off of the craziness that was going on around us.
Yes. And for those who don't know, she is talking about Jazz FM.
Yes. Yep. I'm on mornings from 9 until 1 on Jazz FM 91. And it's great because it does take your focus away from everything else that's going on. And also as an artist, I feel like I can kind of stand in a little bit for artists when it comes to how the station is planning to do things. Because again, they're as affected as everybody else. So I find myself saying, well, listen, it'd be great if we could come up with some ways for artists to be able to perform and blah, blah, so they've been really receptive to that. And I've been able to, push it a little bit. So that's been good. And then, the rest of the time it's been trying to find ways of becoming inspired, because you can kind of go one of two ways. I was listening to what Jaymz was saying and what Lou just said. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, what everybody louder as well. That idea of being creative and using the time to pursue creative things. And then trying not to get caught up in the fact that, as you just said, right, we did Ontario Contact, you get a bunch of bookings and then they're all canceled.
Yeah.
So it's a drag because you have all of these plans, and we're coming up on, my last gig was on March 9th, and then everything got shut down on, I think, the 13th or the 17th or something like that.
I think so.
So it's, we're going to be coming up soon on a year of nothing.
Yeah.
So, you can go one of two ways. You can go plan to do, I'm going to be creative, because what's it going to be, a month, maybe two max? And then all of a sudden it's like a year, maybe two max.
Yeah.
So, you kind of find that minute where at one point you start to focus, and then you fight off the whole, oh, this sucks, and then try to get back on the focus train again.
Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
I mean, how you've been dealing with it.
Yeah, I've kind of I thought at the beginning of this whole thing that songwriting was just out the window, because I usually base it on real life, and real life just wasn't happening, right? So
right.
But I actually got more accomplished than I thought. I wrote 3 songs a week for all of May, and
Good.
That was super draining, like I had mentioned earlier, but worth it. And I found my sound, and now I can put those songs towards a record that might come out in the new year. And with all of the ways of how technology has been developed these days, it's doable to put out a record even when you least expect it. Like I was saying earlier, I was recording an entire 7-hour vocal session in a closet in my apartment in Etobicoke, and I was right. Yeah, what else are you gonna do? You can text your bass player and say, can you record this for me? And they'll be sure. And you'll have a bass track. So yeah, there's ways around it.
Are you able to do, are you more of a collaborative spirit?
In what way?
In your writing, are you the kind of person that will just prefer to sit down at the piano and figure it out yourself, or do you like bouncing ideas off of people and kind of getting into that whole vibe of, all right, what if we try this, and then, oh, that sounds great, let's try this. I'm more door number 2. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a collaborative spirit, but I wonder about you as a songwriter.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to do it on your own and then hash it out later?
So I used to really feel that I needed to collaborate with people in order for it to sound right. In my head, it was kind of I'm too insecure to do this on my own yet, right now in this stage. So if I do it with someone else, then I know that it'll sound good to other people, because it's not just me doing it.
Right.
But over the course of everything that's been going on, I have grown to truly just adore sitting down at my piano and using my own ideas and my own thoughts, maybe sending a voice memo to someone, say what's your thoughts on it, but not necessarily full out collaborating with people, but I still love to. So we should collaborate on a song sometime if you're interested.
Okay. Well, it's funny because there's a friend of mine from Newfoundland. We've actually worked, he was one of the Beehive singers years ago when we first started working with Jaymz Bee. We knew each other back in St. John's, but then we went to U of T together and worked together. Now he lives in LA. And he actually wrote a tune with me on my last record and just sent me something maybe a month ago, but it was kind of in the midst of some stuff going on in my personal life that I wasn't able to really focus as much time. But he sent this idea, said, I just started figuring this out and I thought of you. What do you think? And so being able to do that, I mean, he and I have never gotten together. The last time we got together to write a tune, believe it or not, was in New York on a gig. And that was years ago.
Yeah.
So working together via distance and technology is something that we're not, unaccustomed to. Mm-hmm. So now we're forced to do it even more so. So it kind of is feeling a little bit more like the new normal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, we all might end up doing these things. All these concerts are going to be car horns and Brady Bunch themes.
Honestly, and I'm kind of okay with the whole car horn thing. It makes you feel good, right?
It's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I was watching the thing earlier going, that is hilarious. Because, as performers, the idea of doing something to nothing is challenging. For me, anyway. It's about give and take. it's funny because when I've done shows before where they want to know, what are you going to play like a month out? And I'm thinking, I don't know. I might not know what I'm going to play until we're halfway through the set.
Yeah.
Because you can feel the audience and you know what they're going to like. And then all of a sudden you can turn to your guys and go, guys, let's do this instead. Yeah. And then you kind of make it up as you go along. And that's what, it's like a relationship. You're not going to be exactly the same way with this friend versus that friend versus this boyfriend versus this girlfriend, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with an audience. And so the idea of having the interaction and not having it specifically is challenging. So even if it's a car horn, at least it's something. It's like, okay, you're with me, let's do this.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you're just like performing on like a live video, like you're sitting there and you see some comments roll in, but you're just like, woo. Like, is it good?
I know. When you're doing it, you're like, thank you. And I'm like, I hope she senses that we're all going, woohoo.
Yeah, like I think I should just get like an applause button and like.
Oh my God, you totally should.
Or like an applause sign at least.
Yeah, or do what professional sports are doing and have like, you know, the stands behind you all four faces.
Yeah, I
right?
could do that. Yeah, ideas, they're flowing. So we have set here to show a video. I actually don't know what the video is. So if you know what the video is, would you like to talk about it?
Collaboration. Yeah, it's so one of the groups that I've been working with for the last, say, I guess 7 years now is called Broadway. And this is not a Broadway video, but we are going to be working on something coming up where we were booked to do, you know, as Lou was saying, Jazz Bistro, of course, has had to close things down. And Broadway had a bunch of Christmas shows that were canceled and everything. So we're looking at trying to do a Christmas show and book it and, you know, stream it and record it in advance or live. We're not even sure yet. So we're in the process of planning that now. But Diane Leah, who is the music director of Broadway, she and I collaborate quite well and love playing together. And when things were first happening, she said, you know, let's just do something. And she's, you know, she's of a certain age and I'm of a certain age where we're kind of like, oh God, technology, really? Do we really? I just figured out where the on button was for my microphone. Do I really need to learn how to? So, but anyway, we did this thing and it just felt like it was the right song to do at the time. And we asked Colleen Allen, who is a brilliant sax player and collaborator, and she and Diane and I all do this sort of birthday thing. We all have birthdays within a couple of weeks of each other. So we're kind of like the birthday pals and we love doing things. So we did a video. We're all Joni tuned. So we just took the tune both sides now and made this video and put it up on the Tube of You. And it's kind of our little gift to people just to kind of say, hey, we're still here. We're still working on stuff. And hopefully we're going to be out of this thing sooner rather than later and be back to enjoying live music together as soon as possible.
Okay, well, we'll show that video and then we'll chat a little bit afterwards. But yes, so this is that video. I'm excited.
Feathers if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know tears and fears, feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life.
That was so beautiful.
Aw, thank you.
That song's always just been like such a wonder to me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
I
lyrically.
mean, she's got a way of doing kind of everything,
Yeah.
but I think there's something about that tune that just stands out a little bit more than some of the others.
The imagery, like it's unavoidable. I think well, that's also probably because she was this artist too, like visual artist, right? So there is.
Have you ever seen anything that Tina Fey and Maya Rudolph did? It was a short-lived show that Maya Rudolph and Martin Short did, and I think it was called Maya and Marty or something like that.
I don't know, but Maya Rudolph is hilarious. So.
Right? So they did this old-fashioned kind of, Mike Douglas, Sonny and Cher style variety show, and they got a bunch of guests to come in, and Tina Fey was one of the guests. And Tina and Maya Rudolph did this thing where they talked about Joni Mitchell tunes and how they were Joni Mitchell fans, and Tina said basically there's a way of kind of doing everything the way Joni did. You can write a Joni tune. There's a sort of a technique to it. And Maya said, really? She said, yeah. You take a method of transportation and a city in Canada or a province, and you just basically write about that. So she started doing, oh, I packed the baby in the train, and I went to Manitoba. It's like, and she went over there and like, yeah, she's kind of right. She just wrote a Joni Mitchell too.
That's so funny. Oh,
it's very funny.
And before I let you go, I'm actually really curious. As you were studying music and whatnot, like who were your major musical influences?
Depends on the day, right?
Yes, actually, I know what you mean.
Yeah. When I started, of course, there were the classics. Ella and Sarah probably were the two biggest at the beginning. I wasn't a huge Billy fan at the beginning because I wanted to hear a voice. I wanted to hear range. I was being that, you know?
Yeah.
And then I learned to love Billy because of the emotion and the way that she lived every song. I loved Diane Reeves. Started getting into Kurt Elling, Sting, Janet Jackson, Anita Baker. You know, started getting into some more of the pop stuff. It was funny because I was at U of T and probably in my first year and wanted to impress everyone as best I could. And Chase Sanborn was our ensemble director for one of the small ensembles. We went through a rehearsal, one of the first rehearsals we had for the year. And he said something along the lines of, I want you to mention, you know, who your influences are, kind of what you were asking, right? Who are you listening to? Who inspires you? Blah, blah, blah. And he started with me. And I said, Sting, Janet Jackson, I swear to God, and Ella Fitzgerald. And then everybody else went, you know, Chick Corea, Keith Jarrett,
of course.
John Coltrane. And I went,
I'm an instrumentalist, yes.
Right? Bless Chase's heart, he said, all the rest of you had these, you know, blinders on, and Heather's kind of like opening up to other things. And I went, ooh, thank you, Chase. So
that's funny.
You know, well, it's true because we do get our inspiration from everywhere. You know, and I did listen to Miles, and I loved Miles, and I loved Shirley Horn. Oh my God, I adored Shirley Horn and Use of Space, because not every singer could do that. It's like you have to be comfortable with silence.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with as an interviewer, which I'm sure you know now that you're doing this video. You know, you've almost got to wait and allow the subject you're speaking to, or with whom you're speaking, I should say, to do the work.
Yeah.
You know, so you ask a question, and then you sit back and you let them talk.
Yeah.
As a singer, you can get the phrase out and then allow the message to linger in the air and the music around it. And then let the listener do the work in interpreting and try to figure out what that space is all about.
Right.
Or even not try to figure it out, just feel it.
Yeah, no, I definitely, like, when listening to, like, some of, like, Shirley Horn's recorded ballads, you're just like, oh, but it's so beautiful. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's worth the wait, right? Like,
without question. I remember seeing her at Roy Thompson Hall years ago. And she was like that in concert too. She didn't get out there and, you know, I appreciated what you said at the beginning of our chat where you talked about storytelling, because I do, as a Newfoundlander, I love telling stories. Shirley was just having none of it. She just came out and she played and she sang, and at the end of the tune, everybody was losing their minds, and she just kind of went, thank you. I looked out at the audience and then started the next tune, and I was like, but Shirley, I have a question.
oh, that's wonderful.
Amazing.
Oh, that's so wonderful. It's been so great catching up and chatting with you.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a really wonderful Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. What are you doing? Are you doing anything? Are you doing any turkey stuff or?
Lots of turkey stuff. A little different this year. Like, I think we're going to do it on Zoom, I think, with the family.
Are you?
Yeah. But we are going to have a couple people over and whatnot. So it'll be, you know what, it'll be different, but it'll still be Thanksgiving, right? So, yeah. It's
a weird thing for everybody, right? It's a weird year for everybody in all cases, as performers, as musicians, as songwriters, and as people. So we just get by as we need to.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you all the best and stay healthy and safe.
Thank you, my friend. You too. Good luck with this. Thanks for having me a part of it. It was really great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you
Anytime.
soon. Yes.
You bet. Take care, Ave.
Bye-bye. So that is the wonderful Heather Bambrick, and you can find her, it's always switched this way. There, you can find her on heatherbambrick.ca. So, I'm going to sing a couple tunes, and I will see you all in November. No, the 25th. There it is. I knew I would get it. The 25th. Unless it's the 26th. No, I'm going to stick with my instinct and say it was the first one. Oh my God, I was wrong on both accounts. It's the 24th. Wow. Well, that's okay. I've lost track of time. So this next song I wrote really, really recently. And I got a message. This is a weird story. I'm not going to tell it in extreme detail, but yeah, I got a message on Instagram to write a song for someone's son's birthday. And I was like, okay. I said, can you tell me about your kid? And can you tell me like the things that they're interested in, how you see them as a parent and whatnot? So he sent me all of this stuff. And I wrote this song like in 5 minutes, and then the whole thing fell through and no song was needed anymore. And so I was like, oh my God, but now I just have this random song about this kid that I've never met before in my life who's turning 5. And so I was like, okay. So I took the song, which had very specific connotations about this 5-year-old kid, and I changed it around and I made it super nice and generic about growing up and seasons changing. And so this is that song, and it's called Seasons Change. Wake up now, it's time for school. Grab your bag and tie your shoes. It's funny how we grow so fast, and moments that are meant to last will stay. And not to fear the seasons change. No more need to hold my hand. On my 2 feet I can stand. You've watched me climb so high and reach on up and touch the sky today. And not to fear the seasons change. Though life drives us wild, important we know how to smile and tell those that we know that we love them so. The birds and bees are different now. Life, it seems, is more profound than it was when I was 5, and now I'm almost 25 these days. And still I fear the seasons change. Moving day has come and gone. No one left to lean on. Sometimes you will never know the value of a moment till it goes. It's funny how the time flies fast, and moments that are meant to last will stay. And not to fear the seasons change. Ooh. Yeah, so if anyone needs a custom song made, like, contact me. Yeah, so I wrote that song initially for a 5-year-old boy who I had never met in my life, and turned into something really wonderful. It was already wonderful, I think, in my personal opinion, but I turned it into something that everyone can kind of relate to. So yeah, honestly, if you need a song, let me know. I kind of wrote that in 5 minutes. But I shouldn't tell people that. It took me so long to write. The time I spent sweating over my piano. No, that's okay. So I'm going to sing one more song, an original, and I will see you all on the 24th. And yeah, so this is called Deep in My Mind. Thank you all so much. Go check out my my Patreon. And happy Thanksgiving to all those lovely Canadians, and to everybody, basically. I don't know, if you're in the States and you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, I'm going to wish you happy Thanksgiving anyways. That's okay. And yeah, check out my website, Instagram, Facebook, which you're maybe on, YouTube, which you're maybe on already. Yeah, so this is called Deep in My Mind. I gave away my heart, perhaps too soon. I don't know what to do. You try to build me up, but I should stay on the ground another day, or maybe weeks or months or even years. 'Cause right now all I've offered you is tears. Everywhere I turn, I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and that perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind. Yesterday was swell, and times before, but I need to close some doors. I need some time to grow, some time to learn, some time to finally know. If I can't find the time to love myself, then how on earth am I to love somebody else? I have often found I give away everything these days. I've offered up my air they think they need, when I just need to breathe more of all that air I gave away, so I can keep it saved up for another day. Everywhere I turn, I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and then perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind. One day you will see, you'll finally understand what all this means to me. But for now, I won't push any further down the line I've yet to draw. Before I vanish off the shelf, I need to find the love within myself. Everywhere I turn, I see love, I see love. Still I've yet to learn how to love myself, and then perhaps I'll finally have some for all those around me. Soon I'll find, soon I'll find, soon I'll find, buried deep in my mind, deep in my mind, deep in my mind. Thank you, everybody. Have a safe and healthy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next time. Bye, everybody.